Welcome everybody to this week's live broadcast on YouTube and Facebook. Mark J. Kohler and Entrepreneur Magazine. Grateful to be here with you. We are going to rock your world. We got info that's going to blow your mind. That's a Jack Black. Blow your mind from School of Rock. I got Matt Sorensen, the man in the house.
Yeah.
The author of Show 'em your book. He's legit.
I wrote a book, so, you know.
You're good. That's all you have to say.
Just want to let you know I'm kind of a big deal.
Matt uses that as a pickup line. I wrote a book.
Yeah, and that's an Anchorman quote, by the way. That's 1 point for me, 0 points for Mark on movie quotes.
I thought I just quoted Jack Black, School of Rock.
Okay.
We're tied. Okay, now let me just say this before you go anywhere. We're going to have fun. We're going to help you make more money and live that American dream you're trying to do. We're talking about Roth IRAs, ESAs, that's an education savings account, health savings accounts, 401ks. What do we own in ours? Okay, let's do it. I own the cutest little meth lab. It's adorable. I got a sweet low-income housing rental. What do you got?
I own a pretty cool 3-bedroom, single family, pretty much plain-in-the-mill suburbia rental property.
Not on a golf course?
That is an awesome investment.
Okay.
It's on the municipal golf course. Okay. It's
Muni.
not the country club rental.
Yeah, we call it the Muni.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the Res.
Yeah, you could own this
Longmire.
stuff, and that's in my my 401k.
I own 5 cows. Check that. 10 cows because they just had 5 babies, which are called calves, FYI. I own 10 cows in my health savings account. What do you got?
Okay.
You can beat that.
I own Bitcoin
Oh.
and Ethereum in my Roth IRA.
Okay. But for you,
Do you own a mutual fund? Are you feeling a little out of the party? Do you own a crappy mutual fund? Any of you are saying you're like,
I'm not a mutual fund. Okay. So today's topic, we're going to talk about all the things you can put in your retirement account. Maybe get bigger returns, maybe not. We're not making any financial representations or promises on a rate of return or telling you what to buy. We just want to tell you what you can buy. I had one more. I own my own cryptocurrency rig. Oh yeah, I'm mining in my cryptocurrency. No, I'm mining in my Roth IRA for cryptocurrency. I've got Bitcoin now. So everybody, we are here. Anything else we can throw? You can buy all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about today. What else? We have clients that own
private company, like pre-IPO stock, that do hard money lending with it, that are just like they're playing the bank, loaning their money out.
Restaurants.
Yeah. Restaurant ownership.
Racehorses.
I've had a client own a gentleman's club. Just saying, partial minority owner in it, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
I didn't expect that one. That's hard to. I gotta get my mind back. Okay.
I know. I don't want you to get there's the jokes that could come off of that one, or
we'll just leave that alone.
Let's keep it.
I have
PG.
clients that buy and trade vehicles, like not collector vehicles, but they'll buy like a F-150, fix it up, flip it.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, Wall Street does not want you to know this. Someone should write a book titled "What Wall Street Doesn't Want You to Know." Oh yeah, I did.
Oh,
so,
you wrote it too?
Should I grab it? I'm going to grab it right off the wall here. Okay, right here. Financial freedom, baby. What Wall Street isn't telling you. And one of them is that you can invest your Roth account in crypto. Robinhood doesn't even let you have a crypto Roth. They won't let you have a Roth IRA inside your Robinhood. Now, you can buy Dogecoin. That's cool. But when you make $1 million, you're going to pay tax on it.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about why are we talking about this with retirement accounts? Like, well, Matt, I could own a cow right now today with the money in my bank account, or I can go buy crypto on Robinhood right now.
Yeah.
I can own a rental property. What's so cool about doing it in an IRA? Well, in a retirement account, when you just think of how you use it now, you buy Facebook stock at $100 a share, it goes up to $150 a share. You sell it for $150 a share. Do you send the government any money? Do you pay any taxes? No, it's in your retirement account. The deal is when you make profits in your retirement account, you don't pay tax. It keeps building up. And in a Roth account, it comes out all tax-free. In a traditional, you're going to pay taxes. You're pulling the money out over time. But you're not paying taxes as you go. It's a huge perk of retirement accounts. But it's not the only deal for stocks and mutual funds. You can do it with crypto. Can you imagine if you would have done this when I shot my videos on how you could do this in 2017?
Yes, you did. 2017.
And it's showing you, I can't believe in the prices I was referencing in the video. You can see them on YouTube. But any asset, a rental, cows, that's all building up in your retirement account. You don't pay tax. It's really the best tax deal out there.
Now, for some of you, okay, whew, that was a lot, right? We're just throwing it at you. We are here to answer your questions for the next hour on anything self-directed. That's the topic. For some of you that have never heard that term, self-directing, it means I just don't have this small little menu of Wall Street products for your retirement account. You're able to invest in what you know best, gold, silver. We didn't even bring that up, currencies, it's precious metals. But we want to help you invest in what you know best. And so we're going to slow down. We're just excited to be together. We're normally not together. Plus, I'm on probably my second. This is my 1.5 rock star for today.
Do you get 1.5?
Well, it's been a long day.
Oh.
I normally only get one.
Okay.
But I saw, he came
I've
to the
got- yeah.
studio. We're here. Matt's never here. He's always in the Phoenix office. So
Yeah.
is that cold?
Yeah, it's cold. I appreciate
Okay.
it. I'm going to do just a little opening here.
Oh,
It's pretty
pure
good.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody needs a opener for anybody else, that was a pretty good open.
You may think we're sponsored by Rockstar soon because we are Rockstar tax lawyers. How many Rockstar tax lawyers do you know? That's a tongue twister.
That is a tongue twister.
Okay.
And no one's trying for that. So.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to play around and have fun, but let's get into a couple facts. You're young. Some of you out there are like, I don't want to do this in my freaking Roth or my IRA or 401k. I want to spend the money. Here's what you do. You do both. You buy a rental property in your own name. You buy crypto in your own name. You invest in a small business in your own name. But at the same time, you invest in your account. We want you building both of these structures. So in the long run, you're twice ahead. You're ahead of millions of other Americans that turn 50, 60 years old and have no retirement at all to speak of.
Yeah.
So do both.
It's kind of like for any of you golfers out there, you got to work on your short game and your long game.
Oh.
You know? So,
Dude, Matt.
the retirement account's the long game.
I got to tell you, Matt, that's the second one Matt's come up with today that you've never said before.
Yeah.
That's new material.
I got a lot of new
Some
material.
of you may think I'm sick of Matt's material. I am. But that's new.
Yeah.
The other one he said, have your retirement account your way. Get it? Burger King?
Yeah, Burger King.
That was yours. I don't want to take
Yeah,
it.
have it your way. Yep.
Have it your way. Okay. Yeah. All right. I love this. All these great questions. And you know what? From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you to so many of you that follow us, come onto the live every week. We've got great blog articles every week, YouTube videos. We got a lot to talk about today, and I just want to say thank you. Okay. So let's do some basics. Ashlyn, we need the whiteboard. It's time for the whiteboard. And I want to hit a couple basics from my perspective. Matt,
Okay.
I can draw for you because sometimes your drawing is much to be. You don't want Matt on your Pictionary team. I'll just say that.
I'm good at guessing.
Yeah.
I'm just not the good. I'm not the good.
Okay. All right. So
You
let's
know.
give you a little. We got to create a little space
Artist.
here for our whiteboard. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm going to just hit a couple basics, everybody. Remember the trifecta. If you watch any of mine or Matt's videos, meet with any of our attorneys or CPAs, we teach the trifecta. That is, you've got your trust, which for privacy, you might use a unique name to hide your family name. And this is your 1040. So your trust and your 1040 right here. Then we're going to divide your life into two sides. We want to put your ops over here, operations. This may be, I'm going to make sure we look pretty here. We got your W-2. You might have a side hustle. 1 in 3 Americans now have a side hustle. Or you may have an LLC or something taxed as an S Corp, or you might just have a little LLC thing going on, kind of full-time small business, all right? Some clients have all three, but this is your operations side. Over here is your asset side. Now we're gonna build on this diagram the rest of the hour, so please take this seriously. So over here, I like to divide your life into two sides as well. This is your tax-free side, and this is where we're gonna put Roth IRAs, maybe a solo 401k. Maybe you have a 401k at work. You're not going to have as many choices with that. You may have a health savings account, an ESA as a college savings account for you or your kids. But this is your tax-free area, and you can invest with that. Then over here is your personal investments. And this could be a rental property as well. It could be money in the bank, stocks, mutual funds, Bitcoin, or any crypto. I'll put B for any crypto. But you can do all that over here. So what we want you to do is building up all of these buckets of wealth. And over here, you're generating income to feed these buckets. And we want them to grow. And so what I'm getting at here is we talk about investments. We want to talk about what can you put over here that may grow completely tax-free. So, Matt, that's the basic outline. Take it to the next level, baby.
Well, when you think of the retirement accounts, those are just vehicles that create tax efficient ways to build wealth, right? Remember, you don't pay tax when you're making money. If I own the rental property I own in my 401k, right? When I make money in that, when I sell it for profit, I don't pay tax. Okay, it's a totally tax. There's no taxes. I'm growing the account. And if you think of the long time haul of investing money, if you're paying the government 1/3 of what you make on an investment every time, that's less money you get to put into the next deal and the next deal and the next deal. And from investing over 20 years, that really crushes your returns. So by using the retirement account, it's a more efficient way to build wealth. But you've got to put things in the vehicle, okay? If you just open up a retirement account and put cash in it, that vehicle's not going to get you very far.
Nope. You're not going to run out of gas, people. So some of the things you can put in here, as we've already said, is we'll call that cryptocurrency, Bitcoin being the most prevalent. It could be rental property. It could be cash, notes, loans that you make to people, other small businesses. Businesses. So we want to teach you how to do this. We've got a workshop tomorrow for 2 days. We do it twice a year. You might be available for that as well. So, I think we should do some Q&A. Let's go straight to some questions. I'll pick one out here from Instagram. We got our Instagram followers watching as well. Boy. These are some tough ones. I'm going to just grab one. What do you think about a solo 401k versus a Roth bucket versus a backdoor Roth? Okay, everybody. One thing that you want to know, this car could be a 401k that's broken into two parts. It could be part Roth or part traditional. You could also have a Roth IRA on the side. And you could also have a traditional regular IRA. My answer to Christian is you can do it all. A lot of people think if I have a 401k at work, I can't do an IRA. Or if I have a regular IRA, I can't do a Roth. Or if I make too much money, I can't do a Roth at all. Christian, that's a big question. And I just say it depends on your income, your age, how much money you have set aside, how much you can set aside, and what you want to try to accomplish. So those are all great ideas. And Christian, the answer to your question, should I do a 401k Roth or backdoor? The answer is yes. You can do it all. And the world is your oyster, but your stockbrokers and your financial advisors that are hamstrung under SEC rules may not tell you that. So,
and I would say, don't think of everything you can do. Think of what you should do first. I think of when people think of everything they should do, they get confused and it sounds complicated. Think of what you should do first, okay? If I were you, Christian, I would do a solo K first. You can put $19,500 of Roth money into that and start investing that. And if you're self-employed with no other employees, solopreneur, a solo K is the best option.
Okay, I'm going to disagree. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to disagree, okay? Because you're assuming Christian here has the bank to throw down 19.5.
Well, that's what I say. You start first.
Well,
but
maybe he doesn't have 19.5.
Okay, all right.
So I'm okay. Daniela, we got a Daniela Camacho says, "What if I don't know how to manage the money? Can you still have a savvy custodian?" And there's a lot of people out there that are just getting started, like Daniela, that say, "I may not have $19,000. I may not know what to invest in." So I'm teasing my partner here that Chris. No, sorry about that. Was that inappropriate touching?
No, that was.
Was that okay? Okay, I don't.
That was okay.
I said partner and touched him at the same time. We're law partners, business partners.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah. Just keep the touching off.
Okay, I apologize about that. Okay.
Get confused.
So what I'm saying is, some of you like Christian may have 20 grand to set aside right away and know what you're doing. Daniela and many of you out there, start with just a basic Roth IRA. You could start at Acorns. I love the Acorns app. Put away $50 a week. Put away $500 a month. And just get the habit of savings going. And I may be sounding a little bit like Dave Ramsey, but I love that. We need to start saving no matter what you can save. And for Christian, Matt's right. The first thing for you might be a solo 401k. Yeah. For someone else, it might be just $100 a month in a Roth IRA. So everybody's a little different. There's a little something for everybody.
Yeah. So let's start back up. What I would do, and I just put this in order, is Roth IRA first, unless you want to get it more than 6. If you're like, no, I have like 20 grand I want to throw in this year. Okay, solo K, if you're self-employed. So worry about what you should do first. What?
Jason Brown's question here is classic. Okay, but I want to answer Daniela's too. She goes, I want to self-direct, but I don't know what to do. What if I have a savvy custodian? Daniela, your custodian is not going to tell you what to invest in. That's the point of self-directing. So do this. Just start with a TD Ameritrade or a Scottrade Roth and just buy some ETFs. They're called exchange traded funds. Warren Buffett is a huge fan of just buy some Fortune 1000 ETFs.
Yeah, even, Warren Buffett basically has challenged hedge fund managers, and he'll donate like $1 million to the charity of their choice if they can just beat the S&P 500 after taking into account for their fees. So everyone can go buy the S&P 500 fund. You just go by SPY. It's an ETF, basically. It's so, but and even what's his name? Tony Robbins. Book. That's his point. Is like everybody's trying to beat the market. Just go buy the S&P 500.
Yeah.
And so if you don't know, but you want to get in a habit of saving and you don't want to get 0.001% at the bank, then invest in something just like an ETF or index fund and get that habit of saving. But if you really want to build, have a successful retirement account, you want to be actively involved in finding opportunities, whether it's in whatever you're good at.
Well, look at Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel that started PayPal, one of the founders, used his Roth IRA. Now estimated to be worth more than $100 million.
$1 billion. It's
Is it billion?
Well, yeah,
His share of that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Now, but here's the thing. You just get started and start educating yourself, Daniela, and start saving. That's the first thing. If you're saying, well, I don't know what to invest in, I'll say, how much you got? Nothing. Well, start saving first. Then we'll get to what to invest in. Yeah. And so there's lots and lots of options. And self-directing is a part of the path to wealth because you're going to invest in what you know best. Now, Jason Brown's question. I want to buy 4 black-faced Angus cows. Pretty cool. I'm with you. If they each have a calf and now I have 8 total cows and I eat one, do I pay tax on the one I eat? Okay, now, Jason, here's the problem.
Yes, that would be a distribution.
Yes. So this is good. Okay, let's do this. I'm not kidding. Some of you are like, Mark, you're full of crap. I'm going to show you this is legit. This is a picture of my cows. Now, I don't know if we'd be able to see. Look at there. There's me with my cowboy hat in the sunset. I know some of you think that looks like John Dutton from Yellowstone. Some say I look like Kevin Costner at times. But no, it was me. And those are my cows in my health savings account. So, but Jason, let's do this, everybody. This is legit. This is serious. Let's say this is Jason, and this is Mark, me, and Jason goes out and buys 8 cows. Well, he bought 4 mother cows, and they had 4 calves, so he now has 8 cows, all right? Well, when he sells a cow or goes out and eats it or whatever, and barbecue, whatever, this is personal. So if he sells the cow and makes money, he's going to pay taxes and he can butcher a cow whenever he wants, or he can continue to build the herd. Me, I can't do that because I took my money and I didn't buy 8 cows. I funded my health savings account. My HSA opened an LLC, and my LLC went and bought 5 mother cows who have now had their calves. We're going to go on location tomorrow at the summit. I'm going to show them to you. And now I have 10 cows. I can't butcher a cow and eat it because it's not mine. It's my HSA's. This is called a prohibited transaction. And Matt teaches this, a whole chapter in his book on what you can and cannot do.
4
So
chapters.
Jason's probably joking around, but Jason is right. I would have to sell the cow. I could sell it to Matt.
Yeah.
Matt could buy the cow.
Yeah.
Butcher it. Have a barbecue.
Yeah.
So he has a barbecue, but the money he paid goes to the LLC. The LLC puts it back in my HSA, and I can go pay for my health care tax-free. And I didn't pay any tax on that transaction. So Jason's question is actually maybe a play on words. It's funny and all that, but it's a really good example that you can't benefit from what's in your HSA or IRA.
Yeah.
I've got to sell it first. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, another one would be, let's talk about the rental property. You know,
Okay.
let's say you own a rental property personally, or even maybe it's an Airbnb. Okay. Well,
Okay.
you could stay in it if you want. You know, if you own it personally.
But if I do it with what type of account?
But if I do it with let's say just a traditional IRA.
Okay,
keep
fair
it
enough.
pretty
There it is.
easy. That's the
There's
most
my
common
IRA.
one.
Okay.
But if you do it with your IRA, you can't stay at that property.
Well,
So-
the IRA opens an LLC,
right.
and then I do a VRBO Airbnb.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Keep
Or
going.
It could be a regular single family, whatever it is. But
Okay.
it's the rental property. Okay. You can't use that property just like you can't eat the cow. All right.
Okay.
This is not you. You don't own this. Your retirement account does. And there's a set of rules that make you stay kind of at arm's length between it. So it's just a good investment. You're not buying this property to have use of it or benefit of it. You're buying it because it's a good investment, because you want the rental income to grow up and build up your retirement account. So you have a bigger retirement account at the end of the day. So when the property appreciates,
Corey.
you have a bigger retirement account at the end of the day as the gains go back in it.
Okay, we're going to answer some questions quickly. We got Christian on Facebook says, how many retirement accounts can you have? If I have a solo 401k with a traditional and Roth, a TD Ameritrade, can I also do a backdoor Roth with another IRA? Yes, you can have all of them.
Yep, those three work.
Yep. Next, on Instagram.
I like Yanni's question. Hey guys, can I buy a property from my capital gains from cryptocurrency, like a 1031 exchange, to save on taxes? Now, Yanni, this is the important distinction here. When we're wherever you go, back to the personal and retirement.
Okay.
Back here. Okay.
Okay.
When we're over here.
Point up here.
Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, it's right here.
Okay, that's right.
If you bought have the crypto over here personally, you're on the asset side over here. When you sell it, you're going to pay tax. Even if you reinvest it and buy real estate, there's no way to do a 1031 exchange. 1031 exchanges only work real estate for real estate. So you can't go crypto to real estate. But if you were over here and you had crypto in your retirement account, sell the crypto, no tax, go buy real estate.
Yanni, I got an idea for you, though. This is what tax lawyers do. You call us. We want to save and make you 10 times whatever you pay us. Here's an idea, Yanni. Sell the crypto, have a capital gain, go buy an opportunity zone piece of real estate. Ooh. You can do that to defer the capital gain and even minimize the amount of capital gain. So you would sell the crypto and turn around and buy real estate in an opportunity zone. I've got an article on that, some YouTube videos on that.
We did a whole podcast on it.
We did a whole podcast. But again, the money, Yanni, is not in your retirement account. You're working in this world and not using a 1031, but opportunity zone.
Yeah, opportunity zones are where you can take capital gains from stock or even crypto and reinvest them in certain real estate in location to avoid the tax on it.
Okay, I want to get to Sasha's question, but first over to Instagram. Our Journey asked 2 questions. They go together. He said, hey, I bought a rental property for 3 months, I lived in the rental property and fixed it up so I could Airbnb it. Can I log 8 hours a day to earn the status as a real estate investor? Now, what he really means is a real estate professional under IRS designation. And the answer is yes. Working on the rental, helping find tenants, making it pretty, getting it ready to go, being a realtor, showing properties, all those activities give you real estate professional status. Now, some of you are like, do I want that status? Do I not? Go to YouTube, type in real estate professional, Kohler. I got some great videos on that. It's also a chapter in my book, but the tax and legal playbook. But Our Journey, the answer is yes, it would qualify. What activities qualify? Again, showing property, working on property, investing, the process of finding and purchasing, repairing, managing, all that is included.
Yeah, and remember on that real estate professional status, that's got to be your primary business. You can't have a W-2 job doing something else. So make sure that your primary occupation is doing real estate.
Okay, now I did mention YouTube a little bit. because I got a lot of YouTube videos over there. Matt, do you happen to have one of these babies? Huh?
I do not. But I know a guy who does.
You know a guy?
Yeah.
I know a guy.
Yeah.
I want to say thanks to all of you. I'm so excited. I got my silver play button this week in the mail. This is big. It took me 14 years to earn this. And I want to say thanks to my team, especially Corey, my son Dylan, that helped make this happen. We shot so many videos. And these are 100,000 subscribers to a tax guy. I didn't have any cat videos, no cupcakes, no, someone falling off a bridge to their death. This was legit content. So
yeah, you got that silver play button the old-fashioned way.
I did. I earned it.
You earned it by shooting tax videos.
And with the help of you. Okay, now Sasha asked a great question. I like this one. Can you go back up to Sasha? First she says, "Hi Mark, you look great." I want to say, hey, thanks. I appreciate that, Sasha.
That's the best way to get your questions answered.
Yeah. Just compliment me or tell Maddie looks like crap. And
those comments get read. They definitely do.
They do. No, okay, Sasha says, what is the most tax efficient way to convert traditional IRA to Roth? One word. Chunking. Which is a favorite word of ours because we think of chunk in Goonies, 1980s classic. Sasha, what you want to do is you have a traditional IRA and you're going to start slowly chunking it to a Roth IRA in pieces and parts. Oh, can't see. My producer's on me. Okay, so here's Sasha down here. And Sasha has a regular IRA. And she goes, I want a Roth. I want to play in the Roth party. I want all this IRA to be a Roth. But let's say she has 100 grand in there. As she converts it to Roth, she's got to pay tax on each chunk if she did it all at once or in pieces.
Yeah, because remember, when you put money in that traditional IRA...
Right here, put here. He's like, look at this.
Remember down here? It's like, yeah. You got a tax deduction, okay? That saved you tax when you put the money in. So the IRS is like, when you want to come over here on the tax-free on the way out, you got to pay the toll to get back out because we already gave you a tax break to get in.
And time again, it's been proven from other experts around the country, in the long run, the Roth will always win. And we want to retire with more money than we have now. And we don't want to pay tax when we pull it. So the Roth is a good move, Sasha. And what I meant by chunking is do it in pieces. Maybe you do 20 grand a year for 5 years. And all of a sudden, this is gone and now you're all Roth. But you didn't pay at a higher tax rate by chunking it all at once. So you might want to convert it in pieces. And now you have 2 IRAs. You can invest this one a different way. You can have 2 or 3 Roths. You can do all sorts of goodies.
And we've done 45 minutes on Roth conversion strategies, by the way. So if you want to go on a deep dive on that, we have that on our Directed IRA podcast.
Oh, boy. Okay, we got all sorts of questions here. By the way, we've got Darren Charrington, one of our tax attorneys, on the chat live, answering questions quickly. You doing okay? His hands are on fire over there. He's working it. Corey, we doing okay?
Doing great.
Instagram questions. Do you have any that you wanted to pose? Okay.
Yes.
Instagram.
Roth Life says, can my wife and I both have separate IRAs and use them to partner in rental properties?
Ooh. Okay, Matt, I will
Yes.
draw. Let me
Okay.
repeat the question Matt's going to answer. He's the expert. Rob says on Instagram, can my wife and I both have an IRA and partner together to go invest in a property or something? Is that prohibited? Mr. Sorensen, may I draw?
Yeah. No, it is not, as long as you do it the right way. Okay. So there's something called prohibited transactions that he's referencing there, where your IRA can't buy or sell stuff between you, or my IRA can't buy something from my spouse, right? Those are called prohibited transactions. The IRS doesn't trust your retirement account to transact with yourself or with certain family members, but they can co-invest into something at the same time. So if you have a Roth IRA, and let's say your spouse has a traditional IRA, and let's say you've got 100 grand in your Roth, and your spouse's IRA has 200 grand, and you're going to go buy a property for 300. All right. Okay.
Now, do you just go buy the property?
No.
No.
Do not do that. Okay. What we're going to do in the middle is you're going to set up an LLC. See how it appears. It just appears. I just say it and point, and it just happens.
It just happens.
You know?
It's magic.
Now, this is called a multi-member IRA LLC. It is a chapter in my book, and We set them up in our law firm all the time. And it's a great strategy. It's a great strategy and structure if you have multiple accounts that you want to combine to pull off a specific investment. Like the rental that's $300 that you couldn't buy with your Roth with $100 and your wife couldn't buy with her traditional with $200. So we combine them together. Now we can go buy the $300,000 property. Now when the money comes into the LLC, it's going to go down to each. I mean, you can leave it in the LLC and let it accumulate. But when you start taking money out, it's going to go to your Roth IRA, which owns 1/3 of the LLC, and to your wife's traditional IRA, which owns 66%. So this ownership is always broken up based on the dollars that went in.
Now I want to take it to the next level and blow your mind. So let's say husband and wife, and this could be mom and dad. I mean, mom with daughter or dad with son. It could be grandpa and grandma. Any family members can do this. Let's say we go buy this rental and it starts cash flowing pretty well. Let's say it's making $2,000 a month. Well, do you just leave it in the LLC or put it back to the Roths? Well, I don't know. What do you want to do in your LLC? The $2,000 could now go open a wallet and start buying crypto. It could go buy gold. It could go loan someone money. It could go invest in another business. So this cash flow can be redeployed at the LLC level without ever going down to the IRAs until some date in the future. So, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Should we go to Andy? Andy Tom says, how do I comply with 401k real estate investment requirements when I am a W-2 employee? Okay, Andy, by the way, your picture looks great. Andy's on YouTube watching. Andy, it brings up, I think this is what Andy's asking. So I'm going to try to give this a nice little try. So let's say we've got our trifecta. Andy's got a day job with a W-2, which he says, and they've got a group 401k. All right, that's cool. Let's say also on this, 1 out of 3 Americans now have a side hustle. So let's say that Tom also has a little side hustle. And he set up a little LLC to do this. So in this side hustle, I'm going to put side gig. I'm all jacked up. Okay, so we have side gig. Side, I can spell side hustle at the moment. My brain's fried. Okay, so I've got this side gig, and Tom sets up a little LLC. So think of it again. Day job for Tom, side gig with an LLC. Tom, you might set up your own solo 401k funded by your side gig. Can you have 2 401ks? Yes. So this one may be the one you use to go invest in real estate. When you're saying, how do I comply with real estate self-directing in a group 401k as a day job? They're probably not going to let you do that. They're going to say, oh, you can buy this ETF or you can buy this stock, but they're not going to let you self-direct. So do it in your own 401k. I think that's what he's saying. What do you think?
Yeah. Most of you, if you have a 401k with an employer, you're locked down until you leave. Now, if this was an old employer 401k, you could just roll it to an IRA and just do a self-directed IRA. Or if you work at that W-2 job still, and you've got all your money tied up in that company's 401k, if you're at retirement plan age, 59 and a half, you can roll the money out to an IRA, even if you still work there. Yeah. And that could get you into being able to just self-direct and buy real estate.
And Matt and I have done podcasts and videos on, could I roll some of this money over to the solo? Depends on if it's vested or not. You might be able to take an old 401k and roll it into the new one. You might have an old IRA that you could roll in. So this is what an attorney, okay, so some people are already asking, how do I get a consult for just me personally? Let me throw this out. Everybody's a little different, as you can see. We're going to be here every week doing our podcasts and videos, trying to help get you information free. We're just trying to give you info. When you're ready and you're like, okay, I'm ready to pull the trigger, get a consult with a tax lawyer. We've got 9 tax lawyers at our office that are just freaking awesome. And we want to save you 10 times whatever you pay us. I know some of you may have never worked with a lawyer or never realized you were tax lawyer quality. People, you are. You're Main Street America. We love you. Our whole firm is designed around you, not some multimillionaire Bobby Axelrod, billionaire. We want to help you, the small business owner. That's billions.
Billions, yeah.
If you haven't seen the show.
Bobby Axelrod, yeah.
He's legit. So if you want to check out our law firm, this is not an infomercial, but we're getting questions. Let me just say, go to kkoslawyers.com. Our phone number is 888-801-0010. So if you want to get a consult on what your options are. Also, if you're ready to start setting up your retirement account, a Roth, or move money over, set up a crypto Roth, any of those accounts, go to directedira.com. And you, in the middle of the night, you can set up an account, and oftentimes within a week, be up and investing, depending on how quickly you can get the money over. But together, the law firm will work with Directed IRA to help get your structure designed the way you need it. So, there you go. Okay, Matt, you choose a question.
Okay. Let's go to Scott's question. It says, my daughter is turning 18 in 2 years. Is it wise to buy a house now when there's a 50% chance the market drops and 50% goes up with inflation?
Wow.
Okay.
Scott's got a dismal look on the future.
Yeah, Scott's like, well, it's either going to shit or it's going to the moon. Like, it's either real estate's either going to be awesome or it's going to suck. Here's the thing. I have no idea. I mean, that's not our role, is whether it's going to go up or down. But think of it this way. I'll just give you some insight. You decide whether it's helpful. When you're buying real estate, let's say for your daughter here, and this is a house, so you would not do this in your IRA, okay? Because your daughter's going to live in it. And whether she's going to own it or you're going to own it, it can't happen in your retirement account, okay? Because remember, those have to be investments that you don't have personal use of. So let's say you're going to do it on this side of the equation here, on your personal side. Remember, we got there. You're going to own the real estate person. You're probably going to get a mortgage, right? You're going to put 10% down, maybe 20% down. If you believe we're going to have massive inflation, what's the one thing you want that puts you in a positive position? Debt. Because if the value of money goes up, or sorry, if we have rapid inflation and you have debt, your position, well, real estate's going to go up. I think it's actually a good thing to have is to have debt, because you're going to be locked at a really low interest rate where we're at right now, and the cost of housing is going to be going up as we're having inflation, which will be rental costs and everything go up. So I actually am a little counterintuitive on, and I don't say counterintuitive, but I would disagree with your premise, and I don't know that real estate.
Okay.
Who knows?
Yeah, and I'll give you a different take. Matt and I don't agree on everything. I wear glasses because I'm a little smarter, and that's just the way I roll. So I'm going to throw a different perspective.
Yeah.
You always listen to the guy that has glasses because they kind of a little smarter. So anyway, so here's the thing. Scott, where's your daughter going to go to college? Who knows? When my daughter was 16 years old, 1 week to the next week, I had no clue if she was even going to go to college. I have 3 daughters, and I love each one of them, but it's hard to predict the weekend coming up, let alone 2 years from now. Also, we're on a run with real estate on a 10 to 12-year high. There's a lot of piled up foreclosures out there, a lot of people in forbearance due to COVID, a lot of evictions that still need to happen. I think it's a little unpredictable. So sit back and save. Sit back and invest in maybe some more traditional investments and wait and see what happens to the real estate market. See where your daughter may end up going to college. Then make an acquisition. Involve her in the process. Don't put it in a retirement account because you're going to probably want her living there and working on it with you. And I've done the same thing with my kids, where a lot of them have gone to college. They've all bought their own property before or after they got married. And I think, Scott, you're on the right track, but take your time.
Yeah. That's fine. Let's look at some other questions there, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Let's hit some other ones there. I've been seeing the same ones sitting there.
Can you trade Forex and Webster? Can you trade Forex and day trade in an IRA? Yes. How does it work when you need money out of it? Webster in Kentucky. Okay, if you do a Roth IRA, Webster, what's cool is you can put 10 grand in a Roth, start trading. Whenever you need your contribution, you can take it out tax-free, penalty-free, anytime, any age. It's just the earnings that you can't touch for the future. Oh, we got Vic.
Okay.
Matt, go ahead.
All right, let's see if I can answer this question. Oh,
wow.
I just heard that if you wear glasses, it makes you smart. So,
Those look good on you.
Threw on the specs.
Yeah, this is a new look for Mr. Sorensen.
Yeah.
This is like double the
Yeah.
brain power up here.
Oh yes. How do I turn off the X-ray vision on these?
X-ray vision.
Oh, jeez. No, just kidding. All right. All right. How do you buy a rental under your Roth? If you buy a rental under your Roth, how can you write off deductions, depreciation, etc.? Okay, this is a great question because some people actually say, "Oh, don't buy real estate with a retirement account because you don't get the deductions and depreciation." Okay, what world would you rather live in? Let's think about this: a world where you don't pay taxes, or a world where you do pay taxes but you can have depreciation sometimes.
I'd like to live both. Can I live in both?
You could live in both, but
Oh.
I think one of them is a better world. Live in the world where there's just no taxes, period. Depreciation only helps you when you do pay taxes, and it helps offset taxes or taxable income you may have. If there's no taxes in a retirement account, there's depreciation doesn't help you because you don't pay tax. So it's kind of like being like, well, do you want a fire extinguisher when there's a fire, or would you just rather be no fire? I'd just rather be no fire.
Okay, here's what I would say. Look I've cleaned up our diagram. So I've got my tax-free investments and my after-tax. Look it's a double-edged sword. Here you get depreciation and losses. I love that. I want my clients to work towards being a real estate professional. I want to buy rentals and get tax losses and depreciation, tax-free growth and appreciation. I love that. But look over here. No tax on gains. See, where you get here, you get your cake. Here, you get to eat it. You want both. You want my cake and eat it too. So build up rentals. When we tell clients to maybe buy one rental a year, buy one rental a year in your own name, and buy one rental a year in your retirement account. So I'll just call this self-directed IRA, whether it's a Roth or a 401k. So my answer would be, why not do both? So Susan, can you buy livestock in a traditional IRA? Yes, you can. Buy them in a 401k. Can you do transactions with a child that has a different last name? Ellie, I like that trick, but no, once they're a child, they're always a child. So
if they're a stepchild that you have not adopted, they're not a disqualified person, technically.
Stepchild.
So,
okay.
yeah.
Do you, JP, do you have one? I don't want to cut you off.
Okay.
Did you have one?
Yeah, you can see JP's, yeah.
Okay, JP says, I'll ask Matt, on the tax-free side, do you distinguish what kind of investments you make in pre-tax versus post-tax like Roth?
Okay.
You could, I
Yeah,
guess.
you could. Pre-tax and post-tax are confusing words. I always like to use traditional and Roth because in the IRA world, that's what you have. Pre-tax basically means I got a
Roth.
deduction. It's traditional. Okay, post-tax is I paid tax on it already. That's the Roth.
I agree.
And so just think of pre-tax as traditional dollars and post-tax as Roth dollars. Now in your 401k, maybe you have a 401k at work and they may categorize this as pre-tax and post-tax. But yeah, you could have multiple and you just have a different traditional IRA and a Roth IRA. Those are different accounts with pre and post-tax dollars.
See, and here's the thing. Some people say, well, do I want an IRA or do I want a Roth when I'm in this world? Well, again, you might want both. Sometimes clients need the write-off. They're in a high bracket that year. They want a deductible 401k contribution. And then other years are like, oh my gosh, I'm in a low bracket like COVID last year. And say, I'm going to do a Roth this year. See, no tax here, deduction here, no deduction there. So again, it's strokes for different folks.
Strokes for different folks. What's that from?
Oh, well, I thought it was different strokes, like the song.
Oh,
you know?
okay. All right.
Maybe not.
I was lost on that.
Okay. All right. Sometimes my jokes,
Sometimes they
they do
hit.
great.
Yeah.
Sometimes they crash and burn. You know, we went to a photo shoot because Matt was in town. We said we need some photos together. It was a little hurtful. One of the photographers, we got there and she goes, well, I guess I can work with this. She said that, did she not? And I was
Let's clarify. She said that to Mark.
oh, true. Okay, all right.
I
Okay.
mean, yeah.
I got to take it. Can you buy a rental with a traditional IRA? Yes, Spencer. You can buy a Roth. You can use a Roth to buy rentals, 401k, traditional, HSA, I own a rental in my health savings account. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, let me answer Philip's question. He says,
Okay.
hey guys, if Gemini offered a personal loan option like BlockFi, 4.5% interest, in an interest yielding crypto wallet, 6 to 7% interest, how can you utilize that in your self-directed IRA limits on use? Okay. So
Love it.
You can do we have a crypto IRA at Directed IRA that we set up a Gemini trading account for our clients. Like that's what mine, when I talk about my Roth IRA, that's a Directed IRA. I have a Gemini account and a wallet there, and I'm on the Gemini exchange, so I can buy and trade crypto whenever I want. And you can all do the same thing. Okay? I don't just get it because I'm, the CEO there. I'm just a regular customer. Like when I'm doing this, I'm kind of like the what's the Bosley hair for men? He's like, I'm not just the CEO. I'm a customer.
Oh yeah,
No.
that's good. That's good.
Okay.
He sells. He
So
sells.
yeah, so you can do it the same way. Now, Gemini has an earn product called Gemini Earn, which it is possible for you to basically enroll your IRA in and lend out your crypto that's owned by your IRA. Now, BlockFi is, and there's other places out there where you can loan your crypto to. That's all fine too. What you can't do though is you can't be on the other end receiving that loan personally. Okay, so think of your IRA, and what's permissible for it to do is to lend money out or crypto out, and it can get interest back paid in crypto, and that's totally cool. That's absolutely fine. But what you cannot do is, remember, you can't be the one getting the loan back personally. That would be prohibited.
Okay, and I want to add to that, Philip. You can trade crypto in a Roth, you can loan your crypto in a Roth, and you can mine in a Roth. You can do all three. So there's no limit on what you can invest. Now, so I love it. And then every time you pass go, every January, if you're under age 50, you can put in $6,000. If you're 50 years old, you can put in 7. So you're going around the Monopoly board every year, putting more money in. But if you land on Boardwalk and make a grundle on a particular coin, great. Now, if you're going to mine, I have a whole video separately on the mining and using a C Corp in the mix. I don't think we'll go there today. We've got other videos and podcasts on that topic. But if you're going to mine inside your retirement account, you've got to add an additional structure to be safe. Corey, do you want us to? Oh, do you have an Instagram question,
Yeah,
Ashlyn?
I have a couple for you.
Okay, all right.
Okay, the first one. Maria wants to know how much she can put per year in her child's self-directed IRA.
Do you want to answer that?
Yeah.
Me? Okay.
All right, Maria. Now, in order for a child to contribute to an IRA, and we typically want to do a Roth IRA, right? Because your kid's not paying taxes, so let's do a Roth IRA. They have to have earned income. Now, the max you can put into an IRA per year is 6. Now, right now, because you can still make 2020 contributions, if you had income in 2020 and you had 2021 income, you could make a $12,000 contribution. $6,000 for 2020, $6,000 for 2021. The rules were expanded for this year till May 17th for 2020 contributions. Usually it's April 15th, for the prior year's contributions. All right, okay. But
Okay.
to do 6, she would have had to made income of 6. Maybe you have a small business your kid works
There you
in
go.
that you paid them 6 through the year. Maybe they made $1,000 during the year. Then they could contribute 1,000 into the Roth IRA.
Now, on that note, that was the missing link. If any of you want to build a retirement account for your kids, Matt and I have done that with our children, and they don't have millions. We're just average Joes too, trying to help our kids get through school and learn about saving. But mom or dad cannot just give them money to put into a Roth. This is the missing link. You've got to have a small business. And so it could be an online business, janitorial business, landscaping business, just anything. And then you're going to hire your child to work in the business. You might just have a little LLC, sole prop, and we've got all sorts of, again, podcasts and videos to help you with that. Go to YouTube, type "paying your kids," Kohler and Sorensen.
Yeah, and you
we
could
go
have a
through it.
teenager too that has a job or a summer job that blows their paycheck on everything, but they actually have earned income. And you're like, I want to help them out. And they made, $5,000 this year. Okay, you could help them out and get that $5,000 in their Roth IRA because they had earned income, even if it wasn't from your family business.
Okay, now we're going to do a quick news alert break to keep you guys interested here. I picked up a copy of the paper.
The news.
Yeah, the news.
You got the news. Okay.
I got Us. Now I have Star somewhere in here. And now this is from So I Married an Axe Murderer The paper. This is the paper. But Brad and Angelina, they have still not settled their divorce, and I'm really sad about that. Brittany has still not got her dad out of there. Oh, I wasn't kidding. Here's the star. So, I don't know. You know, Megan has burned all her bridges in Europe. It's just, it's crazy out there. So,
Yeah.
just a little news alert. Just
Yeah.
wanted to throw that out.
Thanks for the update.
Okay, all right. Okay, another question.
Do you leave the glasses on for that?
I can't read the questions without the glasses.
I
So,
okay.
okay, Susan, super excited you guys are here too. I'm paying off debt with crypto and saving for taxes. Then I'm going to transition crypto holdings into retirement accounts.
Susan sounds pretty smart.
Yeah, but Susan on Facebook, she said something that can be a little deceptive. She said, I'm transitioning crypto holdings into retirement accounts. Now that's an important point, because if you've got crypto over here that you own personally, you can't put that in a Roth or an IRA. You've got to sell it, convert it to what's called fiat currency, or dollars or yen or euros, whatever you got. But you got to put it in dollars. Pay your tax, then you contribute it to the retirement accounts. I had a question on that this week. Believe this or not, this is crazy. A client of ours called. She said, I have 2.5 million in Ethereum and Litecoin. How can I get in my Roth? I was like, you're not getting it in your Roth, girl. You got to sell it, pay the tax, then we can start funding these other accounts. So it's really hard to, once you're down the path, I can't bring you back. Yeah. So, okay, another question, Matt, you choose.
Okay, Shane asked about, are they going to bring more exchanges in the SDR account in addition to Gemini for crypto? It's possible. We've got a relationship with Gemini for us, and we like them because they're actually a licensed financial institution, unlike some of these other cryptos that I'm terrified of having my money on it. Yeah. But one thing you can do, if you're like, I want to buy crypto that's not on Gemini, maybe you want to buy XRP or DOT or something else that's like or Dogecoin or whatever, and Gemini doesn't have that crypto, you could do an IRA LLC, have your IRA own an LLC, and you'll set up a wallet with that LLC. Now, the problem with the IRA LLC, and this is why we've moved to the crypto IRA product, it's going to take you a few months until you can do that.
Well, now I have to give an update. I applied for a crypto exchange account at Coinbase. So I took my Roth, formed an LLC, and went and applied for a Coinbase wallet in the name of the LLC, not me. So you can't just go on the app and set up an account in the name of your EIN and LLC name. You have to do it with an application through their main website. I'm out 3 weeks right now, and it looks like I might have it by tomorrow.
Okay,
So
I've heard that a couple days.
Yeah.
But it looks like I'm going to have it by tomorrow.
I'm trying, Matt.
Okay. I'm just saying. I did this
Judge.
in 2018 is when I set up my Coinbase wallet that my LLC owns. Back then, they were doing them pretty fast. Now, all the crypto exchanges are overloaded. So LLCs are like the last thing they get to, unless you're like a huge hedge fund that's like, yeah, we're sending over 100 million. So if you're just LLC with 10 grand in it or something, or 100 grand, or maybe even $1 million, they're just taking their time, unfortunately.
Now I want to
But you could get there at the end if you want.
I want to say thank you to a couple comments of people saying, quit drinking rock stars, it's bad for you. Now, mind you, there's no aspartame, no sugar, no carbonation, just electrolytes, taurine, B vitamins, electrolytes. There are more chemicals that haven't even been identified in a cup of coffee than there is in this. I'll go toe to toe. You start listing the chemicals in this compared to a cup of coffee. This even has lower caffeine than a medium coffee at Starbucks. So
I think they were comparing it to water.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, water is a little cleaner, I guess.
Yeah. So
but
you just picked like something else that sucked.
I know,
too.
but this tastes better than
smart
water. Okay. Oh, Christian, you're asking a lot of questions. There's other people here, Christian. I love your questions. You got to set up a consult with one of our lawyers. Darren, right here. Darren, get Christian. Make a comment to Christian on how we can get an hour with you. Yanni says, thanks for answering my question. And Drew from your company has responded via email yesterday. I was setting up a consultation. You both are awesome.
I like Byron's question up there too.
Thanks, Yanni.
Starting an online advertising business, marketing digital products as well, and looking for real estate investments to rehab. Should those be done in separate entities? And is it best to start Roth IRAs under both businesses? Okay.
Woo! Woo! Byron.
We got to go back to the trifecta.
Yeah, we got to go to the trifecta. What do you want? World peace too? And by the way, I want to do Ava's question on YouTube. So we'll come to that one. Okay, Brandon. Was it Brandon? Byron. Okay, can I try a little bit on this? Okay, yep. Byron says, starting an online advertising business, marketing, digital products.
Let's stop there. Woo! What do you think that business is? That's an operational business.
There we go.
That is not an asset, right? Operational business.
That's right.
You're going to get income for providing products or services.
And the big debate, well, should he start with an LLC or go straight to an S Corp? Now, I've got a video on YouTube with thousands of views that's very legit and easy to understand. So, Byron, you want to, please, if I may ask you to, go to YouTube and search, LLC versus S Corp. Go to YouTube and search LLC versus S Corp Kohler. And I've got 2 or 3 videos that'll really explain that. But when you're going to do digital marketing or advertising, I'll do digital ads, you're going to run that business 9 times out of 10 through an S corporation, and especially if you're making more than $40,000 or $50,000 a year, which I'm sure you'll want to do. Then he says, I want to do real estate investments such as a rehab. Now, a rehab could go a flip, or it could go into a long-term hold. Let's assume hold. Matt, would you do a hold over here?
If it's going to be a rehab, well, think of what your strategy is. Now, I myself actually had a rehab that I meant to flip that turned into a rental.
He also went to rehab.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Did I say that out loud?
That was attorney-client privileged information.
TMI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're doing a rehab, if it's going to
there's nothing wrong with rehab. I mean,
wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing. It can totally be good for you.
People need it. So
yeah.
Okay. So if it's going to be a rental, long term, that's asset. We want it over on the asset side.
Point right here. Look at this. This is good.
We want it over here on the asset side. When you say after tax investments, so this is stuff you're going to pay tax on. It might be a little confusing after tax investments.
Okay, personal.
Yeah,
personal. Okay, personal.
So, yeah, so you got the LLC over here that's going to own the property. You could get depreciation and losses. You could maybe use to offset some income over here, possibly a little bit.
Yeah.
Who knows? Now, if you're going to be like, nah, I'm going to flip this, and I'm going to flip multiple properties. In fact, if you were just going to do one, you're just going to flip this one property this year, I may even throw it over there in an LLC anyways. But if you're like, nah, I'm a guy that flips houses, I'm gonna flip a house every other month. We're gonna run that through your S corp. We may set up a separate LLC that your S corp owns for asset protection that does all your flips, but the income funnels down into your S corp, and then you're gonna do your tax strategies out of the S corp.
This is our typical structure: left side, right side, operations, assets, dentist, building, realtor, rental, digital marketing, rental. Now, Byron, if you called us up and you're on the phone with one of our attorneys, they're going to go, what's the plan with this rehab? Because it's on the fence. If you're going to flip it and you're going to do a lot of flips, we're going to bring it over here and run it through the S corp. If it's going to turn into a rental, we're going to bring it over here. So it's really important as you're strategizing to figure out what's the goal with this property.
Yeah, and the reason we're going one way or the other is for taxes. Flips are taxed more. You have to pay self-employment tax on it, just like you do with your digital marketing income. When you have to pay that tax, we can minimize it in an S corp, so you can pay less. But if you're like, no, it's not a flip, it's going to be a rental. Well, don't worry. You don't pay self-employment tax on rentals. It's going to run through an LLC. No reason to run it over here. We want it on the asset side.
Okay, now the last point of Byron's, which is really good, is it best to start a Roth IRA under both businesses? No, you can't. And Byron, don't be offended. Let me clarify this for everybody. Roth IRAs are an individual retirement account, not a Roth BSA, business savings account. This is a Roth IRA for a person. So down here is Byron. And so Byron is going to open Now, Byron could open 2 Roths, but what's the rule? How much can he put away this year? And someone said I had a dumb question. Brandon, how much is it a year? Brandon, that's not a dumb question. It's a great question. You can do $6,000 a year in all your Roths combined. So Byron, you could open 2 Roths and put $3,000 here, $3,000 here. But it's after the businesses. So you have 2 different businesses, maybe 3, but you open the Roths down here.
And it may be confusing with the solo K, because the solo Ks and 401k accounts are retirement accounts created by the business for its employees. Yeah. So a solo K, your digital marketing business here may create a solo K for the benefit of its employee, which happens to be you. You're such a great employee. And then you're basically running the solo 401k. So that could be a little confusing.
Okay, now I want to go deep. Now this is for some of you that want some technical info. And I'm going to ask Matt here. Let's say Byron says, I'm going to fund a Roth IRA with $6,000. Can he also do a business 401k at the same time?
Yep.
Yes. Could he do 19.5 in a Roth here and $6,000 in a Roth here?
No.
No backdoor Roth.
He could do a backdoor though. He could do 19.5 here and do the backdoor Roth to get 6 more. Now, the backdoor Roth is a unique strategy that for people high income that phase out and can't make regular Roth IRA contributions, or someone that's maxed out the 19.5 of money you can put as an employee in a 401k. But you can always do what's called the backdoor Roth, which you go through the backdoor into the Roth, the cool Roth party. It's just another way to get into the cool party. And you could still do the 6.
See, now this makes a lot of people mad and we get hate mail. I'm not kidding. Because we'll say, you can put $19,000 in a Roth. They're like, no, you can't. You can only put in 6. No, you can do actually $19,500 in a solo 401k Roth. And then we go, and you can do another Roth for $6,000. They're like, no, you can't. Yes, you can. It's called the backdoor Roth. So now I've got $25,500 in Roth money in 1 year. But they want more. They want more. So you're age 50. I can do 7 down here and 24.5 up here. So now I've got another 6,000 on top of this. That's 31,500. Can I do more?
Yeah, if you have a spouse.
Oh, we double that. So there's 62.
And for those of you in Utah, this only counts for one spouse.
Yeah, so that's $63,000. Now, but couldn't I do more with a non-deductible in IRA? I'm sorry, non-deductible 401k contribution and convert it to Roth?
Yes, you could.
How much could I do there this year?
You can get up to like 57,000.
Is it 50 cents? Let's go to the handy dandy Mark Kohler calendar.
58. 2021.
Yep. So in 2021, we can do the maximum is 58,000.
58 for 2021.
Now does that count with the 19.5 as part of that?
Yes. So you subtract out the 19.5 from the 58.
Okay. So we use our trusty dandy 58,000 minus 19,500.
This is what CPAs do.
38,500. So look at this. Let's forget the spouse for a minute.
That's a little CPA trick right there.
Yeah. So we can do 25,500, which is my 19.5 plus my 6,000, and then we say, oh, I can do an additional 38,500 of non-deductible. This is the trick. I told you we'd go deep.
After tax in the 401k space.
Yeah.
In this. Yeah.
So it's an after-tax contribution to your 401k and then convert it to Roth on the next day. So that's 38.5 plus 19.5 plus 6. 38,500 plus 19,500 plus 6,000.
Isn't it going to be...
No, that's not. Siri, you let me down on live.
Wait,
broadcast.
It's basically the 58,000 plus 6,000, right?
Yep,
it's 64.
64,000. Look at that.
Yeah.
You can put 64,000 in a Roth this year, Byron. Now that's if you got the money to burn, you got a small business and no employees. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a couple other questions.
Would you like maybe one or two more? We're running out of time.
Only 2 more questions?
Yeah.
Okay, I might do some fast ones. I'm going to take Sudhir says, what ages kids can be hired? Well, I usually don't put kids on payroll till they're about 6. They can shred paper, clean the office, polish shell casings. And if they get their hands stuck in the shredder, it's good for them. It teaches them to be responsible.
With the new shredders now, though, that happens less.
It's true.
They're a little more.
There's safety mechanisms for that.
I think in reality, I did it when my kids were about 12 or 13 because that's actually when they started doing stuff. They'd come to the office and clean, they'd help with social media and stuff like that. So sometimes when they ask, like, what's the age you can do it, it's, well, when are they actually working is actually the question. If your 6-year-old is actually doing something, then it's cool. But remember, if an IRS agent shows up and is like, okay, what did your 6-year-old do? You gonna have a good answer for that? So I like kind of like 10 plus. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I've had clients ask, well, the dentist always asks this. I don't know about you dentists out there, but you guys hate paying taxes, and I understand. I think they learned this in dental school.
Yeah,
I think
dental
so.
school. There's a class on tax.
There's how to hate taxes.
Aggressiveness.
Yeah. And you do not get your dental degree unless you pass that class.
Yeah.
So, but they'll always be like, well, my daughter's on my brochure. Yeah. She's 2. She's adorable. She's smiling. I mean,
whatever.
I'm going to pay her a modeling fee.
It's up to you. We could
It's
try to figure that out. Okay, now that was supposed to be a short answer.
Oh.
Mr. Sorensen.
Oh. I didn't make that promise. You did.
Oh, okay, fine. You could choose one more question, then Ashlyn gets to choose one from Instagram.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Mike says, are there cons of buying an investment real estate rental in a self-directed IRA? Yes. Depends on the rental. You could buy a crappy rental. So the vehicle is just the retirement account.
Well, no, I would say that. I think, Mike, you could have a crappy rental in your own name or in your IRA. We get that. I think he's saying, is real estate as a type of investment, is there a con to buy it in an IRA?
Well, what some people say is, well, I can't take depreciation expense. Okay, and that was the conversation of, but you don't pay tax when you sell it. You don't pay tax on the rental income. Yeah. Why do you care about expenses?
And Mike, that's a fair question. I'll say this.
I have one con. Do you want me to give a con? Because
Sure.
I'm just being all rosy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You can't use it. You're not going to get the value out of it until you hit retirement plan age. So if you're like, well, I want to make some real estate investments and use the money now that I make on the deal, use the cash flow now. Unless you're 59 and a half, this is a long haul type strategy.
And I'll give you another con. I'm going to finish with a pro. But if someone's like, quit making it so rosy, what are the cons to buying real estate in an IRA? Matt says, you can't work on it. You can't go stay there. And it's not yours. It's your IRA's. Fine. Number 2, Matt said, you got to wait till you're 59 and a half to really enjoy the spoils of the profits.
Yeah. The spoils of your plunders.
That's right. I like spoiling and plundering. Yep. Those are good things. 3, I would say this. It takes a little bit more ingenuity. I mean, you've got to learn this topic. You've got to learn the strategy. You're going to have to employ a custodian and a lawyer to help you once a year, maybe address some things. And just, it takes a little bit more work intellectually to get it done.
Yeah.
But here's the biggest pro. Don't worry about, is it real estate? Is it Bitcoin? Is it whatever? Here's the thing. Get the best rate of return in your retirement account. If that's an ETF for you, then do it. If it's gold, fine. We're not going to tell you what to put in your Roth IRA or your 401k. We just want you to know what you can put into it. And don't listen to Wall Street when they say you can't. It's they can't, but you can.
That's how you get a silver play button.
That's
right
silver
there.
play material.
That right there. That was good. I got chills. That was good.
You got chills?
I like that.
Just want to show that off.
We're going to cut that. We got to get a little cut of that. I like that. It's going to be my ringtone when Mark Kohler calls now.
Yeah, ringtone. Ashlyn, you better make this a good one, Ashlyn. This is the last question of the whole show.
Okay,
I believe in you.
Speak loud. Speak loud.
A nice and easy one for you. Vishal Visions on Instagram wants to know if she can split her investments between an index fund and crypto and an SDIRA.
Okay, what's the first name or the handle?
Vishal Visions.
Deshal says
B.
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 V. Vishal. Oh, I know Vishal. Vishal, thanks for following. Okay. All right. I know who Vishal is. Okay. Vishal says, I've got an IRA. Can I split it in a self-directed IRA between index funds and crypto? Matt?
Yes. Let me tell you the easiest route, okay? If you have an IRA right now, you may have one at Fidelity or, TD Ameritrade, wherever. Just leave the amount of money there you want to do ETFs with. Now, they're not going to let you do crypto. Move that over to directed IRA, where we have a crypto IRA, where we can open the wallet and get you trading in crypto, in about a week once your rollover comes. That's the easiest. Now, it takes 2 IRA accounts. Now, you can actually buy ETFs at directed IRA, but you're going to have to add a brokerage option. We don't have the cool login portal like to buy and trade stocks like TD Ameritrade does. So it depends on what you want. I think TD Ameritrade beats us by just buying ETFs. It does. But we have lots of clients that buy ETFs in their IRA because they have a lot of cash sitting there. They got real estate. But I think for the crypto client,
I think Matt just described option 1, having a regular IRA or whatever it's Roth or traditional at your TD Ameritrades of the world. Leave your index fund there, and then open a crypto account.
And just do a partial transfer. Just do a partial transfer of the money that you want to do crypto with over to your directed IRA crypto account.
Now, I'm going to throw out a little pitch for option 2. If you open an IRA, a directed IRA, you can still, how much is the trading
So it's
option?
$80 to add the brokerage option. Now, here's the thing is our crypto IRAs, you can only buy crypto in it.
Yeah.
You can't add a brokerage option to it. It's linked to a Gemini trading account. So it's locked down to just do crypto. But you can have 2 accounts with us.
That's right. And the reason why, now I'm not trying to be self-serving, Vishal, but I would say try to get it all over to directed IRA, whether it's 1 or 2 accounts, and how you structure it. You meet with one of the lawyers or talk to the team at directed IRA. But what I like is it's all under one roof. It's there. And what's nice is the customer service at directed IRA is freaking amazing. You actually talk to an individual. Heaven forbid. We're in this day of age of the apps where we do it all on an app, and if we try to call someone, it's like, it's not happening. You can call directed IRA and go, you know what? I'm sick of the ETF. Just push it over there to my crypto. Done. Maybe even same day. But if you leave some of it over at the other brokerage, and it's just a nightmare. And I love it. We've got Aaron Halderman, our Chief Operations Officer here in the house, and he's over there going, yes, it's so much freaking easier. Because he's got his team members trained to be like, easy button, beep, like beep. Do we have an easy button? Aaron says we have an easy button. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just saying that because if you're sick of that Wall Street rigmarole, you can just bring it over and make it happen. So talk to someone there. All right. Well, we're done. Matt, because you're the guest of honor today.
Okay.
You get to say any final words of wisdom and take us out.
Okay. All right. This is my final words of wisdom. I like this. This is a good prop.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like.
All right. If these were my glasses, I think I'd.
Dude, you look good in the camera there too. Look at you.
All right. Okay. This is my final words of wisdom.
Okay.
Okay. This is my. I think this is a good investment tip. Okay. I'm serious. I'm being serious now. I'm joking around.
All right.
We've been talking about retirement accounts. I think a lot of people, particularly when you start throwing out crypto and things like that everybody starts thinking of hitting home runs. And I'm just going to put $10,000 in. I'm going to hit a home run, and I don't have to, I'm going to be a millionaire with my crypto. Or, I'm going to make this big real estate deal, and, I'm going to make a ton of money. That's not the successful things our clients are doing. They're doing these things, but it's not a home run. They're getting up to bat a lot. They're hitting a lot of singles and doubles. They're playing a lot of games. They're not just showing up once, buying crypto and hitting a home run and walking home, okay, with the World Series.
1 in a million.
Okay, so just save. Get the money in there. Start investing. Start learning. Start hitting some singles, some doubles. As you learn, you get better. You find out what you're good at. Maybe you're good at real estate. Maybe you're good at crypto. Start doing more of that. You're going to get bigger and higher returns. That's how you get a big retirement account at the end of the day. Because that's the goal, is to really just have a big retirement account at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I said you get final word, but all I'm going to do is say what Matt said in a different. Slow and steady wins the race. We are not teaching get-rich-quick schemes. And I love what Matt just said. Our most successful, wealthy clients just wake up every day, every week, and just do a little bit. Just learn a little bit and something new this week. Save a little bit. Take just baby steps. As Dr.
What about Bob?
What about Bob? Doctor, what was his name?
Dr. Leo Marvin.
Dr. Leo Marvin.
Yeah,
It's baby steps.
yeah, Dr. Leo Marvin. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. We love you. Matt, thanks for being here in Idaho, the great state of Idaho.
Yeah, the Granite State. What are you guys? What is Idaho?
Gem State.
The Gem State.
Gem State.
Oh, dang
yeah. Where Aaron Paul, co-star of Breaking Bad, moved to Idaho as well because he's like, Idaho kicks butt. He's
really?
freaking awesome. Yeah.
Huh. You didn't like Albuquerque, huh?
I don't think he ever lived in Albuquerque. No digs on Albuquerque. We just lost all of our Albuquerque fans.
Oh,
you know,
man.
Yeah, it's a hard place to live. Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll see you next Thursday at 4:00. Be here for open Q&A and another creative, interesting topic to help you build wealth. Thanks. Oh, that was an in-studio clap.